Compass FM. Debs Taylor Hayhurst from Success Factor is with me in the studio. We haven't even done a mic test or a headphone test. How are those headphones going, Debs?
They're really good, thank you, John.
Nice level, great.
Yeah, all good.
Good to see you. Debs is a regular here at Compass FM. Always good to have her on board, and she gives dang good sound advice too, for those that don't know. Success Factor. Well, Debs, you explain. What is Success Factor before we go any further?
Well, it's empowering business owners to grow their businesses. So whether you're a small or medium business, a new business setup, or somebody that's got an idea or concept and you want to have that validated, then, you know, that's me really. It's really helping people to grow their businesses and to take their business to the next level.
Yep, startups or people who've been in business for decades, you know.
Absolutely.
Yep, right. And today I think we're going to really focus in on single person enterprises, managed by a business owner, one person, often struggling perhaps, a case of who to trust, have I got the right information? You know, there's all sorts of problems that face people who are out there all on their lonesome. That's where you perhaps can come in.
Sure.
What could some of the problems be?
Well, the key thing is, as a single person enterprise, one-man band, sole trader, whatever, you know, when you're that one person trying to manage, you are a bit of jack of all trades and end up being master of none. Who do you talk to? Who can you confide in? And so there's all sorts of different problems that people can have about trying to obtain the right information at the right time that is sound advice and sound support. So it can be quite a lonely place to be as well.
Yeah, and if you're working in your business flat out, it's hard to find time to work on your business.
Well, that's right. And whether or not the business isn't growing as fast as it could be, or it's growing too fast, more often than not, what I hear people say is, like, I haven't got the time to focus on those strategic elements of where I want to be. I haven't got time to put a business plan together. And all I'm doing is like the duck on water, you know, I'm calm on the outside, but underneath I'm paddling like mad. And the thing is, it is really hard to try and separate that time out. And if you don't, then you're not going to be able to grow the business and take it where you want.
Yep. And of course, you know, when you buy a business, an existing business, you do your due diligence, but, you know, you should also be doing due diligence as you go along, really, shouldn't you?
Well, that's right. And the thing is, you know, for example, for a business that is growing exponentially and they're finding it really hard to work out how to take their business to the next level, there are a lot of things you need to do to make sure that you do get all your ducks in a row before you do outsource anything, or you look to be buying any equipment or resources that you need to help you do that. So it's a timing issue. It's making sure you get the right information. And so it's really around enabling and empowering people to help them make those right decisions, and also to have those creative discussions, because it's really hard when you're on your own, you're too close and you're emotionally involved. And I have people say, I can't see the wood for the trees and I can't really think outside my day to day. And so I guess where I come in, it's more around, I've got that objective view, I'm non-biased, I'm not emotionally attached. And so it's a great place in a confidential arena to have those open discussions and creative discussions around what are the options, because often people can just think, well, my only option is just to do this. And I'm going, is it? So I ask why a lot. Well, why do you think it's just this? Or have you thought about this? So really enabling people to try and think outside the square is the way to go. And whether the business isn't growing as fast as it could or should, or it's not, either ways, it's seeking that advice and support, really.
Yeah, and a lot of people, when they get into business, think, you know, it's going to grow slowly, and suddenly, man, it's taken off and it's getting the speed wobbles. But then at the other end, there are people who are in business that's, you know, the business is not growing. Heavens, we've got no income suddenly. How do you keep motivated?
Well, this is the problem. And of course, you know, when the dollars aren't coming in, and, you know, certainly with a new business, you feel that you're shelling out all the time. But the thing is, when you've got time to dwell, it's like, what's the point? Why did I do this? You know, I could be working and just having that income, you know, as an employee. And so self-doubt, self-belief, you know, will drop and motivation will drop. And so really helping people build the structure into their days. And this is what it's about. So it still comes under time management again. But the thing is, you know, trying to keep that focus so that you've got certain things to do on certain days at certain times, so that we then have a wee bit more motivation to enable us to see that actually we did, at the end of the day, get this and this done, and I have moved forward and progressed within my business. Otherwise, when you're on your own, it can feel, one, very lonely, two, demotivating and self-destroying in lots of ways. So it's really a lot of it is not just accountability, but it's having that support, holding somebody's hand. And I use that expression a lot, holding somebody's hand along the way and helping them on that personal level, which will in turn help them on a professional level as well.
Yep. So there's no need to be on your own. If you're in business on your own, you've got somebody in the form of Debs Taylor Hayhurst here to sit down one-on-one with. And I believe the first hour is free, Debs.
That's right. So I always offer that 1 hour complimentary consultation, no obligation, because people want to know what they're signing up for, and so they should. And it's a good opportunity for me to tell them a little bit more about how I work, what I do, how I do it. But more importantly, then I can find out about the person, where they're at, where they want to be, why they're not there. So it's a great way for me to gather that information and to identify those pressure points. So if they do sign up to the program, then we hit the ground running.
Nice. How do we get in touch with you, Debs?
So you can either email me at debs@successfactor.co.nz or call me on 021 863 877.
And if you missed any of that, we have that information here at Compass FM. We'll be happy to pass it on to you. Thanks, Debs.
Compass FM.